In this demo, we will look at endpoint protection that doesn't rely on detection. SureClick uses micro virtual machines to isolate individual user activities and contain threats. I have a number of different applications, documents, and browser tabs open on my laptop. If I open up this live view status monitor, you can see that each activity is taking place in its own micro VM. I have 20 browser tabs open in micro VMs and 13 documents all running on my laptop using the virtualization hardware. Let's go to my inbox. I'll click on a link I've received in an email. HP Sure Click opens this link in a browser running in its own micro VM, micro VM 0231. I can double click to open this PDF attachment and a new micro VM is created. I have an important Word document on this USB drive. Let's open it. We see that a new micro VM has been created. Each micro VM has access to just the resources needed for that activity and no more. Within the micro VM, there are none of my documents or files present, none of my credentials or other secrets. I can still edit the document, print it, cut and paste, save it to my desktop, all the usual workflows you'd expect. Even though none of my files are present in the micro VM, I can still choose to insert something into the document, such as one of my pictures. SureClick spots that I want to insert a picture from this device, and then opens a dialog outside of the micro VM, letting me select a particular file, and then just that file is added to the micro VM, allowing the operation to complete. There's no change in user experience, but we maintain the principle of least privilege, ensuring that only the files that the user explicitly selected are accessible to the micro VM. Now let's go back to my email. Here's an email from someone applying for a job. They've sent their resume in an attachment. It looks legitimate and I want to open it. None of my security products on the endpoint or email server have identified it as bad. That's because this document actually requires some user interaction to wake up the malware. It's actually ransomware, and now it's busy encrypting everything inside the micro VM. But of course, none of my real documents are present within the micro VM. The malware only sees a Honeypot environment with fake documents. It simply doesn't have access to any of my real documents. The ransom note has now appeared. If I pick up the window and move it around, you'll see that it's contained within the Word document. It's not on my desktop, it's just within the micro VM. The micro VM doesn't have access to my intranet, so there's no way for the malware to move laterally, keeping the corporate network safe, just like my user data. I can deal with this malware infection just by closing the document. Now, on a regular system, that's not going to do you any good, but because the malware is contained, we simply dispose of the micro VM to get back to a clean state. We collect detailed forensic information from it first, so we can figure out exactly what's happened. You've just seen how SureClick safely contains threats from all the common threat vectors that are used to attack endpoints, yet did so without changing the user experience. It's a seismic shift in endpoint security, protection that doesn't rely on detection.